Okay, let's get right into today's explainer, because we are looking at a literal ground-shaking event. Right now, as we speak, there is a massive energy transformation unfolding right beneath the shifting sands of Egypt's western desert. We are talking about the largest exploration effort of its kind in the entire nation's history. It's this incredible story about uncovering hidden subterranean treasures, navigating a totally wild global economic storm, and, most importantly, how deep desert geology directly impacts the everyday electricity bills of millions of people.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The Western Desert Paradox. 2. Decoding the seismic survey. 3. Global partners and production. 4. Protecting citizens and currency. And finally, 5. The 2026 energy strategy.
Section 1. The Western Desert Paradox.
So you might be wondering, why exactly isn't Egypt an oil giant? I mean, think about it. When you look at global energy wealth, Egypt sits right smack in the epicenter. It's strategically positioned in the Middle East, which is practically synonymous with massive energy reserves, right? Yet historically, it hasn't really been classified as a traditional petroleum heavyweight. Why is that? Well, this exact geographical puzzle is what's driving the massive rush to explore the desert today.
Just look at the neighborhood. To the east, along the Mediterranean coast, you hit the massive Levant gas fields. Down south and further east, you've got the incredible oil and gas wealth of the Gulf states. And right across the western border, Libya and Algeria are both incredibly rich in oil and gas. So, nestled right in the middle of all these energy titans, Egypt's production has been, well, comparatively lower. This context strongly suggests that Egypt's western desert, specifically the areas bordering Libya, is essentially a massive, untapped frontier hiding dozens of undiscovered oil and gas sites.
But here's the kicker. Despite this mystery, the western desert is already doing a ton of the heavy lifting. It actually contributes over 60% of Egypt's total crude oil production today. So it makes perfect sense, right? If you want to find more energy, you look in the place that's already providing the lion's share of your resources. The foundation is there, and the potential is just astronomical.
Section 2. Decoding the seismic survey. Now, what's really interesting about this is how they actually find this stuff. What exactly is a seismic survey? Well, think of it like a giant ultrasound, but for the Earth. Instead of checking on a baby, this geophysical technique sends powerful vibrational sound waves deep into the ground. These waves travel down, hit different layers of rock, and bounce back up. By carefully capturing these reflections, scientists can literally see underground and pinpoint trapped deposits of oil, gas, and minerals, all without ever breaking the surface.
Out in the field, it basically breaks down into 3 simple steps. First, specialized equipment sends out those vibrational sound waves deep into the earth. Second, they have these insanely sensitive receivers placed all over the desert floor to measure the exact timing and strength of the waves as they reflect back up from the different rock layers. And third, supercomputers crunch this massive amount of data to create a highly detailed 3D structural map. That map tells the drilling teams exactly where the oil and gas are hiding.
And the sheer scale of this effort, it is absolutely staggering. They started out scanning 50,000 square kilometers, and now, they're actively expanding that to 100,000 square kilometers. This is a monumentally massive sweep of the western desert, actively targeting those super promising zones right up against the Libyan border that we just talked about.
And they are not wasting any time. The aggressive, immediate goal here is to take all that new seismic data and drill more than 100 exploratory wells within a single year. 100 wells in 1 year. That is a blistering pace for the energy sector, and it really highlights just how absolutely crucial this mission is for the country's whole economic roadmap.
Section 3. Global partners and production.
Now, you definitely don't wake up and execute a project of this magnitude all by yourself. They've assembled what's basically the Avengers of the energy sector for this. Global heavyweights like Apache from the USA and Eni from Italy are bringing immense capital and international expertise to the table. And they are working right alongside national titans like Petrojet and Eni. These are the highly capable industrial and construction arms of the Egyptian Petroleum Ministry, and they're the ones out there doing the heavy lifting in the desert.
And the focus isn't just on raw crude oil anymore. Trial operations have already begun at these newly expanded complexes in the western desert, specifically designed to produce high-value gas derivatives. By refining these derivatives locally, Egypt is getting way more bang for its buck, significantly boosting the value of its natural gas and maximizing the profit from every single cubic meter they pull out of the ground. It's really about working smarter, not just harder.
Section 4, Protecting Citizens and Currency.
So the crucial point is, how does all this deep desert drilling actually affect everyday citizens? Well, the global energy market has seen some massive, unprecedented spikes in fuel costs recently, which puts enormous pressure on national electricity grids. To manage this without totally crushing regular folks, the government made a highly targeted decision. They adjusted electricity prices, sure, but they strictly exempted residential homes that consume under 2,000 kilowatts per hour, so the hikes were directed solely at non-residential sectors and high-tier users. It absorbed the shock of global fuel costs, shielded regular households from the financial pain, and subtly encouraged everyone else to conserve energy. But shielding citizens like that is expensive for the state, and that is exactly why getting those new Western Desert wells into active production right now is a huge national priority. Getting these discoveries online instantly does 4 vital things. First, it saves crucial foreign currency because they don't have to import as much fuel. Second, those dollar savings allow the government to quickly pay off debts to foreign partners like Apache and Eni. Third, honoring those payments encourages those same companies to double down and invest even more in exploration. And finally, all this new energy feeds directly into the local grid. It's just a beautifully closed-loop economic cycle.
Section 5, the 2026 Energy Strategy. And this brilliantly illustrates the global storm they're trying to navigate. Just a short time ago, there was real optimism when barrel prices dropped below $90. But then, geopolitical tensions and closures in the Red Sea and the surrounding straits caused an immediate spike, sending prices shooting back up to between $102 and $103 a barrel. The sobering reality from international experts and global institutions is that even under the absolute best-case scenarios, energy prices probably won't truly stabilize until the end of 2026, meaning Egypt just has to proactively plan for a high-cost energy environment for the next couple of years.
But here's the really surprising part. Despite navigating all these volatile global shocks, there's been some incredible local resilience. The Federation of Egyptian Industries actually says the Egyptian manufacturing sector is currently in its golden age. I know, right? A golden age during a global crisis? But it's because the government made the strategic decision to prioritize securing dollar funds specifically for raw materials and energy. Because of that, local factories are currently operating at maximum capacity. It's a really proactive approach that turned a crisis into a period of highly competitive local manufacturing.
So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to chew on. With a staggering 100,000 square kilometer seismic survey currently underway, an aggressive push to drill over 100 new wells this year, and a smart strategy to protect everyday citizens while fueling this manufacturing golden age, how will this massive drive for energy independence reshape Egypt's economic future by that crucial year of 2026? The treasures hidden deep beneath the shifting sands of the Western Desert might just hold the answer. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to explore this one. Stay curious, and we'll see you next time.